So guys, I just saw Nimona and my genuine reaction is that I was amazed by this film. The animation style and character designs were truly top notch. The storyline was engaging, the visuals were outstanding. If you haven't seen this movie, you're actually missing and I recommend you go check it out. In this video, I'll be going through every Nimona transformations. I'm a big fan of shape-shifting abilities, so this movie was so important to me the moment I laid my eyes on it that I knew I was going to enjoy this one, so I became completely engrossed. This video will take the form of listicle, focusing on the precise count of the different transformations Nimona underwent. Please be aware there will be spoilers ahead for those of you who haven't seen this movie, and towards the end of this video I'll present my top 3 best transformations that Nimona had. Let's get into it. So Nimona's first transformation she debuted with was Rhino, a rhinoceros. She really wanted to help Ballista escape from prison as he was held for allegedly killing the queen. To achieve this, she needed to undergo a transformation. So this marked her first debut into shape-shifting. Apparently, she obviously transformed into an animal to be able to infiltrate the prison unnoticed, but we didn't see that. So this stood as the first official glimpse of her transformative abilities. In this process, she was turning into different animals. The second animal was an armadillo, the third was a bear, the fourth was a bird, probably a swallow or a twitter bird, not sure of the species guys. The fifth was an otter, the sixth was a gorilla, and the seventh was an ostrich. I must commend the transformation animations guys, they were so smooth and seamless. I appreciate how all of our transformations share a consistent orange color. Perhaps assigning distinct colors to each animals would have cost additional expenses, who knows. Moving on to the 8th transformation, a whale takes the stage as the 8th transformation guys, and I must admit the transition was exceptionally fluid. Check this out. Like, that was so cool guys. Witnessing the shift was truly remarkable. One moment and then suddenly there it was, a massive whale, and it was heavy as too. Like, the size and the weight of the whale was also accurately portrayed. What I found interesting was the fact that the progression of Nimona's transformation into 8 different animals was just within 19 minutes of this movie. That was truly remarkable guys. Why many films might opt to reserve this ton of transformation for their second or third acts, Nimona boldly embraced a provision of transformations right from the outset. I feel like this choice speaks volumes about the exceptional quality of this movie guys. The next time she turned into an animal was a shark, and this marks her ninth transformation. Remember guys, we're going in a listicle form, so I'm going to like list out all her transformations. So this transformation occurred at Ballista's hideout. I must add guys, Ballista's expression when he realized what went down and how he escaped from the prison was actually very funny. The 10th transformation was a cat, and it was undeniably adorable. This transpired during a particular occurrence where Nimona was hellbent on trying to convince Ballista into adopting the role of the antagonist. Nimona's ability to convincingly persuade Ballista into embracing his villainous persona was truly remarkable, though I do understand her reason and viewpoint, but I feel like she was a little too persuasive for me, you know. What do you guys think? Moving on to the next, the 11th transformation was the bat wings, or should I say dragon wings? Yeah, those are dragon wings because bat wings can be this big if you ask me. So what's truly fascinating about that is the ability for Nimona to halt her transformations midway. That is actually truly impressive. You guys, the level of dedication and meticulous effort poured into this movie is mind-blowing. I mean, just look at the material guys, the details are insane. The city looks functional and lively, the people are responsive and busy. You can tell this is actual representation of human beings, you know, going about their normal daily lives. I love this new standard for animated movies guys, all thanks to Into the Spider-Verse in 2018. I feel like this particular film showcased the potential of animation beyond the normal traditional 3D technique. Don't get me wrong guys, I'm not saying 3D is bad. I mean, I enjoy 3D animation for the most of it, but I believe it gave a lot of producers insights that great things can be achieved with animation and not just 3D. The 12th transformation was Into Ballistas. This duo needed a distraction to go unnoticed by the guards, but this menace of a girl Nimona decided to turn into Ballista to distract them. Like, that was so funny. I thought it was going to be orange as usual like other animal transformations, you know, but that wouldn't even make any sense. However, I appreciate the way in which they remarked her with an orange stripe in her hair. Oh, and this is the first time she turned into a human being since all her transformations we've listed so far. So from there we move on to our next transformation, which was quite interesting for me. The 13th transformation was a rat. Just after turning into Ballista, she turned into a rat. What caught my attention attention with this particular transformation was her ability to consume unclean food while in the transformed state. Like, the intriguing aspect is her capacity to adjust and ingest whatever sustenance that is appropriate for the specific animal she has become, and in this case it was a rat. So it added an extra layer of fascination for me. Whole time I thought she wouldn't even be able to do that because we haven't seen it before. So it does make me wonder about the potential health repercussions that may come after, when she's back as Nimona. I mean, wouldn't indulging in such food make her feel unwell afterwards? What are your thoughts on these, guys? I would like to know them in the comment section. Okay, the next transformation is one of my best. She turned into yet another human being, a mischievous young boy. Initially appeared cute but took an unexpected turn ASAP. That was so quick. This marked the 14th transformation, guys. Nimona and Ballista used the young boy as bait to lure in their target for interrogation. The next transformation was in a fight involving Ambrosia, the director, and the guards. However, introducing a new form into her collection, she seamlessly transformed into a fox, marking the 15th transformation in total. This was surprising to me because we haven't seen it before. Following this, she resumed back into her form as an ostrich and armadillo, maintaining the same dynamic comeback strategy that she uses to fight. The 16th transformation was a horse. She was just basically using her previous transformations to fight, a size that was truly captivating. I loved everything about her fights, guys. Like, it was so lively. I love how she was having fun and at the same time fighting, if that makes sense. What stood out for me this time was the introduction of a radiant white light in her eyes, a fresh element that undeniably elevated her charm. Moving on to the next, the 17th transformation, a dragon, guys. This is easily one of her biggest transformation, although I found it amusing that this dragon was spewing out balls, because I don't understand why a dragon left fire and started spewing balls. Perhaps maybe this was a creative choice to ensure it remained kid friendly and not overly graphic in nature. The 18th transformation was her young self. This was the first time we are meeting her. She wanted to convey a message to a nearby kid. Her aim was to dismiss the perception of her as a monster, but that was still misunderstood. The next transformation was her 19th transformation. Nimona transformed into Ambrosius in order to expose the director's actions. Took me by surprise with how convincing it was at first. I didn't even see that coming, guys. The mission was a success and Nimona went back into being the happy girl she used to be. The next transformation wasn't really a transformation, guys. Nimona breathed out fire. Like, that was so funny to me. Moving on, the newest transformation was the director, and this was her 20th. We got a scene that captured my admiration, guys. Nimona seems to be having a nightmare and turning into different animals. It was so cool to watch and experience. I'm not even going to lie. Moving on, the 21st transformation occurred during a heated argument and misunderstanding with Ballista. Driven by anger and disappointment, Nimona increased her size by expanding into a bigger monstrous Nimona. I love how she flew from Todd in this scene. It's actually one of my best scenes. Loved how she turned back into a fox as she was running. It was such a reflective moment for Nimona, and it was the climax of this movie if you ask me. The 22nd transformation was a fish. This scene was used in explaining how she was isolated by literally everyone. And then the 23rd transformation was a deer, still on showcasing how she felt left out and isolated, seeking for friends and a companionship, but sadly she couldn't find any. The 24th transformation, and actually the last transformation, was when Nimona transformed into an actual monster, guys. Like, this was never heard of or seen before throughout this movie. It was a gigantic black monster that appeared to be out of control. I was worried she was going to do something that she wouldn't be proud of while in that form, but happy it ended the way it did. I wouldn't want to go into details, so I will not spoil it much for those that haven't seen it. I love how everything played out. I love the animation to this. I love the design. It was actually so monstrous and scary in a way. So yeah, that's that about her 24 transformations. And having gone through all Nimona's transformations, I have my personal 3 best transformations. The third one being the whale transformation in the first act of this movie, simply because the transition to that was super smooth. The second one is the fox transformation. I love the build up that led to that moment. She was at her lowest and feeling betrayed. The transformation into a fox was so smooth and seamless. And my best best overall transformation scene for me was also another moment of disappointment. And it was this moment where her only best friend was turning against her. The villagers were calling her names and in the process trying to hold her hostage. I love the seamless interchanging of different animal sizes in the quest to survive. It was so smooth, felt for her. I really connected with her at that point, and at the same time connected with the villagers. It was just two sides of a coin that I just couldn't decide which side I'm going to be on. But in this case, I'm being on Nimona's case because I mean it's her movie, guys. So these are my three best transformations. This is the end of the video, guys. If you've been on my channel, you probably know about my all series. It's where I post compilation videos of characters and some of your favorite characters on request, but sadly YouTube doesn't support such videos as they are truly not my content, so I decided to let go of that. But I want to revamp the series, guys, because I like them actually. If you made it to this level of the video, you're the real MVP. I really appreciate you watching my videos. I would like to hear your thoughts on this video. Did the video engage you? If you have any ideas for enhancements and more ears, is there any particular character you'd want me to review? Let me know in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm officially back on YouTube, guys. I will go back to my normal posting schedules, which is at least 2 videos a week, YouTube shorts and community posts as well. I was thinking that I was going to lose subscribers, but luckily I didn't lose any subscribers like that. I didn't lose much, and matter of fact I even gained. Thank you so much if you're a subscriber. I appreciate you, and if you haven't subscribed, please do that. It will help me a lot. I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm out of here.